Jordan!
Iain!
Who was walking their dog, and in the glorious sun, they zoned out for a bit. And when they came to, they found themselves on a star cruiser heading out on its maiden voyage to fight the good fight against a race of sentient, hyper-intelligent damp spots known as the Soggies of Moisture 9 that spontaneously form on surfaces across the universe, slowly expanding while whispering unsettling moist secrets to people.
Paul Abdul?
No. Two guys. It's a very violent intro, wasn't it, really?
It was.
But it's alright, I'm happy with it. Hello, and welcome to episode 120 of Two Guys What's Up, the weekly comedy podcast where I don't own a dog, but one guy we should all keep tabs on is this guy. It's Jordan. Jordan, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Nice.
And my dog is fine too.
Good news.
I promise you, he's fine. Stop asking. He's all right.
You sent him in your place, didn't you?
Somewhere.
You were like, my dog volunteers as tribute. He will fight the fight against the invading aliens.
And then he bit me.
Ran off into the sunset, yeah. As we all have at once in our lives with you.
Of course. It reminds me of that old meme, and it's a little cartoon drawing of an old guy sat on a chair with his elbow on his thigh and his head in his hand, and there's like a thought bubble above him being like, oh, at least the dog still loves me. And then there's a dog sat to his side with a thought bubble going,
Have not seen that.
oh, it's great. I'll have to send it to you.
Please do.
Right, I've got something that I need you to check out for me, if you could, please.
Okie dokie. I am on it.
Brilliant. I will set the scene. So I was doing a lesson with one of my older students, and we've been working together for many, many years, and he often sends me little Instagram reels of musical things.
Right.
And he sent me one.
Pain in the ass, right?
It's like, I'm teaching. I'm teaching you, actually.
Yeah. Get off your phone.
That's why there's no improvement. And he sent me a little reel that was of a Whitney Houston concert, and it was really cool how there was a sax player that was doing all these really nice lines. And split screen to that was another guitar player that was copying those lines.
Right.
So sort of translating that to the guitar.
Lazy, mate.
And that was really nice because it's a good way of making music, because if you just play as a guitar player, it will just sound like you're playing guitar and your fingers are dictating what happens. Whereas most other instrumentalists will just play what sounds musically good, if that makes sense.
That does not make sense, but if it's not pointing to the story, please continue.
Okay. Well, okay, so I said to my student, I was like,
Get off your phone.
that lick sounds like the John Mayer song Gravity.
Oh, yes.
The very first lick. Like, everyone knows the song, and even if you don't listen to John Mayer, like, people have heard that very first intro.
I know the song because I used to cover it in a band I was in.
Did you?
I did.
Ah, okay. So, anyone that lives under a rock and isn't familiar, this is what the lick that I'm referring to sounds like in the John Mayer song, which I've just sent to you.
Yes.
If you just have a quick listen just to refresh your ears, even though you know it.
Right, here we go. Okay.
Yeah, so it's that very, very first little bit. And then this is what was sent to me as the sax player that was played via guitar. Okay.
Yes.
And I was like, that's essentially the same lick. It's just in a different key.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. I'm assuming by your voice you don't hear it.
I'm not following, mate.
Okay.
Remember, drummer.
True. Yeah, what am I thinking? Jesus.
If you said, this snare sounds like this snare, I'd have gone, yeah, it does.
Yeah, you'd be like, no, it doesn't.
Mate, that's
It's a tin can.
it's a wheelbarrow.
They make the best snares if you flip them upside down.
If you're Metallica, yeah.
So my student had the same thought. He was like, I don't hear it. So it got me thinking, is it just me? So what I ended up doing for my own sanity was trying to tempo match them and key match them.
Okay.
If you listen to what I sent you at the beginning,
Right, yeah.
you'll hear them kind of side by side. I swear I'm not going mad. When I play it on the guitar, they are essentially identical.
Okay, right, I'm going to play it right now. Nah, I think there's the same notes in there, but it's a different. I can't think of the word to articulate what I'm trying to say.
It's a slightly different phrasing.
Okay, yeah, that'll do. Yeah, nice one.
is how I would describe that. But it's exactly the same notes in exactly the same sequential order with exactly the same string bend that happens to allow that to be the case.
Okay.
It just baffled me that it couldn't be heard, but it seems like you sort of don't really either.
Okay.
So, alas, I'll just stop making comparisons in the future musically and just say, yeah, sounds good. Now get off your phone.
Can I just give you a little condensed version of that?
Okay.
Hey, Jordan, listen to this. And listen to this. Don't they sound the same?
Fucking almost the same, pal.
Okay.
I had to give you some context.
That's fine. I mean, I got lost half along the way because you're talking about things I don't understand. So
Fair enough.
confused now. You've thrown me off kilter.
I don't know how. I was just comparing two things. I don't understand what's difficult about it. I don't. I give up.
I thought there was going to be like an end point to it, not just don't they sound the same.
Oh, no, the end point was essentially that, am I mad for thinking that these are so alike?
Okay, well, I mean, you're the music teacher, so I dare say you have more.
It doesn't mean
more
to say
stands.
that I'm right over everything, but...
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. My ears aren't attuned that way.
As a separate topic, by the way,
God.
as we speak right this second,
Yeah.
my dad is in town for a hearing test, something that we've been kind of getting on at him to have one for years.
Right.
Because we'll just be having conversations, and so often he won't hear what we've said, or he'll mishear what we've spoken about. And it's like he recognises it 2 conversations later.
Is that maybe why it's taken him years to actually take the hint and go?
Yeah, he didn't have a clue what we were saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, possibly. That, or he purposely chooses to ignore us. So I'm excited. I will let you know the outcome next week.
I can't wait.
How are you?
Yeah, good. I'm great, thanks.
Good. Shall we move on?
Please. I'm so confused. Right, Jordan, what have you got coming up for us today?
After all that, I feel like nothing.
That was my segment.
My segment was comparing Whitney Houston to John Mayer. No, I have for you the gift that keeps on giving, Ian. I have our yearly check-in with my favourite posts from FESSHOLE.
Hey, fantastic. I was wondering if you were going to do that.
It's been a little while.
Yeah.
Every day, my Twitter/X account pops up with regular updates from FESSHOLE, and so occasionally I just save them.
Do you know what's really annoying?
FESSHOLE updates. Students not realising the similarities in music.
Get him done, mate. Get him chucked in bin. Or up his lesson price. So he leaves. Like every time you do one of these FESSHOLE segments, for some reason, I mean, it's only happened twice, but I can see a trend emerging. Every single time you do one, I always just go randomly, I think I'll check out FESSHOLE for the first time in 8 months. So I've been going through them recently, so I'm hoping that you have saved some that...
You haven't heard.
Yeah, that I started checking in on it. But it always happens. You'll just be like, this one says, yeah, heard it. Yeah, heard it.
Okay, fair. Well, just unfollow me and then it'll all be fresh to you.
No, because sometimes, right, I'm just sat downstairs, just chilling, like, as I'm waiting for, I don't know, to go to bed myself, or...
Just waiting for, if Jordan was here to tell me some FESSHOLEs.
Yeah, I better do it myself. So I just think, I'll just waste some time. So I'll just jump over to Twitter for a bit and have a little look through some FESSHOLEs, and it just always happens just as you're about to tell me about them.
Oh, no. So next time you get that niggling feeling, don't.
Okay, deal.
Nice. So with that, what have you got for us today?
Well, Jordan, today I've got a UFO crash. I've got some Nazi wankers.
Oh.
I've got a sprinkling of insane theories and even a reunion with an old friend. Because today, Jordan, I'm telling you and our beautiful listeners at home about the Kecksburg UFO crash. And let me tell you, it ain't ended up where you think.
Oh, crikey, okay. Am I going to mess my keks?
That's up to you.
Okay.
Keks messing is optional.
Done it anyway. I was asking out of politeness. I'm sorry if you can smell it.
That's fine. Luckily, we are about 3 miles apart.
It doesn't make a difference.
It's a pungent odour.
I'm excited. Should we go for it?
Let's fucking do it, pal. Jordan, let me take you back to the cold evening of December the 9th in 1965. The air is crisp, the sky is dark, and in the small community of Kecksburg, Pennsylvania, the night seems ordinary. And I'd really like to immerse you in the story today, Jordan. So let's say you and your pal, Billy Gorbster, are out in the street playing. It's a simpler time, a time before bedtime, because as we all know, beds didn't exist in the 1950s and weren't even introduced to the good old USA until sometime in the late 2010s. But anyway, this ain't a history podcast. So, you and your pal the Gorbster, as you like to call him, were out happily playing in the street without a care in the world.
I mean, it's like reading my diary at this point.
I stole your diary for reference.
Ah, that's why.
Me and the Gorbster. Had good times together. Until suddenly, a streak of fire rips through the sky. A truck driver who saw the object before it smacked into our poor Earth swears that he saw it maneuvering through the sky, meaning this thing was not a meteor, not space debris, and not a satellite. It was something strange. But he wasn't the only one to see it. From Michigan to Ontario, thousands witnessed it. A glowing, pulsating object, trailing smoke and descending fast. But the good people of Kecksburg, Pennsylvania got the best show as they watched in shock as the object came crashing down to the ground in the dense woods just outside of the community. But when it came crashing to Earth, it didn't explode, and hell, it didn't even seem damaged. Something wasn't right.
Okay. Was it a weather balloon that caught fire?
Sounds like you're working for the MIBs there, Jordan. You following your dad's footsteps, are you? Can you hear me?
Sorry, what did you say?
Get tested, mate! Now, Jordan, you're a kid. You're out playing near those very woods with your pal the Gorbster. You hear something, branches snapping and a crackle of fire, and then you see it. Holy balls, Gorbster! What in the fabrics of the land of is that? You say to the Gorbster.
That sounds like me.
Well, you're in America, aren't you? The Gorbster answers, actually, Jordan, you knew him best. What did your old pal the Gorbster used to say in situations like this?
He used to say, well, Jordan, the best of the bestest ever. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm sure that you know exactly what that was because you're the best.
Why did you ask me if you know what it is you get?
I just tested.
Stop gaslighting me, you bastard. You tested him.
It was something like that.
What was that, Gorbster? Huh? Speak up, mate. What was it? So what was it that you and the Gorbster were seeing right in front of your very eyes? It was a metallic, bell-shaped craft partially buried in the earth. So, you and your best pal the Gorbster rushed back to your house, screaming for your mother. You didn't go back to the Gorbster's house because his mum doesn't like you. She thinks you're a bad influence. And I tell you, you flush one hamster down the toilet and it's all screams and you can't hang out without Jordan again. But anyway.
Lies.
Your mum wastes... Slander!
It died anyway. Just looked at it funny.
That's why I flushed it, yeah. It was a post-mortem flushing, I swear.
Did I ever tell you about what happened to my wife's hamster as a kid?
I believe you probably did. I mean, we had a full segment about the weirdest deaths of hamsters, so it probably came up then.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
But please, enlighten us all again, just in case we've forgotten.
It was just that we later found out after her hamster died that her father ended up just feeding it to the dogs before a race.
Oh, God.
To gear them up. They won.
No, that did not come up last time, I can assure you.
Okay. I'll show you the hamster was already passed.
Okay.
No harm was felt to the hamster, but the dogs won the race.
Oh, thank God. Was that hamster power?
It was.
Good Lord.
Moving on. Next.
So your mum wastes no time at all. She calls the police, and within minutes, local firefighters and law enforcement are on their way to the scene. But when they arrive, they're not the first ones there, because the US military has already arrived.
Oh, they know something ahead of time.
Possibly. And now, Jordan, I have a question. I have a few questions, actually, so please, for the love of God, do not interrupt me. If this was something...
Okay, I'll do my best, because I know that you want an answer.
Right, mate. That's strike one.
Sorry.
As you're from America today, I'm going to put it in baseball terms. Strike one, buddy.
It was just easy pickings.
I can imagine, right? But, two more strikes and you're out.
All right, I'm excited.
I can't wait to finally be free. So if this was something as simple as a meteorite or a downed satellite...
What question?
Why... This is one question of 5, right? So...
Oh, God.
Just strike 2, bro.
I better let you go.
That is strike 2. You watch yourself. Why did the military show up within the hour? If it was a meteor or a satellite, why did the military... See, you fucked it up!
Yeah, that was me.
I know. And you know what? That's strike 3.
So is that a question I have to answer now?
No. These are all rhetorical.
Oh, okay.
So just Sit schmut. Sit in silence.
Okay.
Busy yourself. Just, there's guitars around you. Let your mind wander. Play a lick or something. Right, I heard a noise. What was that?
Oh, go on then. Sorry, yeah, go on.
Question 2. Okay, in an unprecedented turn of events, that's strike 4. And that's strike 5.
You said busy myself.
Yeah, not at the cost of interrupting me.
Sorry.
I'm just going to start again. Why were the first responders ordered to leave the scene? Why did they block off the roads leading to the site? And most importantly, why did they take whatever this was with them?
Good questions.
Thank you. I knew you'd like them when we finally got there.
Do you want me to answer them?
No, I've got the answers. It's
okay,
fine.
all right, cool.
Later in the night, residents noticed something being hauled out of the woods on a flatbed truck covered in a thick tarp. But the military's official report? Nah, nothing was there, pal.
Of course it was, yeah.
Typical, standard bullshit. But that, Jordan, is not what the witnesses say. The first responders who were ousted from the site recall a very different story. They described the scene unlike anything they had ever seen before. The first thing that hit them was the smell. A sticky, sulphur-like stench that clung to the air, but sticking out of the ground was a dull metallic craft about the size of a Volkswagen Beetle, shaped like an oversized bell. Its surface was seamless and smooth, but it did have one defining feature. Along its base were etched strange symbols.
So, very likely not of this planet.
Maybe. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't.
And also, by the way, that sticky sulphur-like stench, sorry, that was me.
It stuck to my nostrils. Why was my face there? It's like one of those horrible tricks like your uncle plays on you.
Oh, God.
You know, and they're like, oh, pull my finger. Someone like that. That kind of, it's like, oh, just put your face here a second. You're like, it's sticky.
Sorry, I didn't tell you I had food poisoning.
I ate at that Mexican restaurant that Iain went to that time.
Oh, yeah.
I ate 5 burritos and now I'm dying.
Oh, there was that takeaway near us, wasn't there, that had a 0 hygiene rating recently?
Yeah, did you see they commented on that post, by the way?
No.
Yeah, they commented saying it's all like structural and issues with the flat above that wasn't able to be separated from the restaurant. So that is the reason that they got the 0 rating.
Yeah, I'm sure it was.
Yeah, well, just don't eat there.
It doesn't sound good, does it?
It does not, no. I mean, a 1 is bad enough. A fucking 0.
I don't think I've ever seen a 0. I assume a 0 means that they can't operate until there's improvement.
I don't know. I walked past it the other day and they were open.
Well, maybe they just thought, fuck it.
Yeah, I've got the keys. What are you going to do about it?
Yeah, exactly. You taking them away from me?
I own knives. I work in a kitchen.
Maybe that was the issue, that it just didn't have any knives or any kind of cookware.
Just use his teeth to cut the meat with.
Oh, God.
Like shaving a kebab with your 2 front teeth.
Could you imagine raw chicken and spitting it back out?
Grim.
That's horrible.
Straight into the deep fat fryer.
Yeah, nice.
Kind of want to eat that now. Now, Jordan, the fine people of Kecksburg hold a festival every year called the Kecksburg UFO Festival. And they have a little monument erected to memorialise the night that the community was changed forever. And I have a picture of this monument. Would you like to see it?
Yes, please.
Because I believe this perfectly illustrates the shape of the object, which at the moment I'm sure you are only imagining.
Oh, wow, okay, yeah. It looks like an acorn.
Yeah, some people did describe it as acorn-shaped, but there is a reason that I am sticking to the bell shape.
It's sort of like a fat butt plug.
I didn't really want to go down that route because I didn't want to have to get out my collection.
Okay, yeah, comparisons.
To compare, yeah.
You're not good at comparisons, though.
Oh, check this ship out. Kind of looks like the XL Stretcher 95. No, it doesn't. Yes, it does. Look.
Lovely.
So back to the crash site. And just like that, just as quickly as they had arrived, the military vanished, leaving only questions behind. And here, Jordan, is where the cover-up began. In the days that followed, officials gave a public, neat and tidy explanation. It was a meteor. Nothing landed. Shut your face.
Yeah.
Precisely. But astronomers quickly disputed the meteor theory, pointing out that meteors don't change direction mid-flight, stupid.
Yeah, you get them.
So then came another story. It was a Soviet satellite, the Cosmos 96 probe to be exact, which did actually re-enter Earth's atmosphere that same day, so sounds plausible, right?
But that also wouldn't change direction, would it?
Correct. But also, NASA debunked it straight off, saying the probe had crashed that very same day, but over Canada, at 3:15 a.m, more than 13 hours before the Kecksburg object was even seen hurtling through the sky.
So do they have any other explanations?
I think only the kind that they're not allowed to give, like it was an alien UFO.
Ah, right, okay.
But is it a UFO? We'll get there. So if it wasn't a meteor, and it wasn't a Soviet satellite, just what in the hell were you and the Gorbster witnessing? Well, let's see. Could it have been a plane? No, probably not. A really big bird? No, that's probably a bit stupid, really. A secret weapon tied to the Nazis?
Jesus.
Definitely. Or maybe.
Okay.
Because you see, Jordan, here's where things get really weird. During the final years of World War II, deep within a secret research facility known as Der Reich, located in Poland, the Nazis were working on something beyond belief. A device known as Die Glock, or in English, the bell.
Ah, okay.
Die Glock was one of Hitler's wonder weapons. And this wasn't just a conventional weapon, like a gun or a bomb. This was a massive metallic bell-shaped device made of heavy metal, standing around 9 to 12 feet high and roughly 6 to 9 feet in diameter. It was first brought to the mainstream attention by Polish journalist Igor Witkowski, who reported that it contained 2 counter-rotating cylinders filled with a mysterious, highly radioactive substance called Cerium-525, which was a violet-coloured liquid that also went by the name of red mercury. When activated, the bell emitted a bluish-purple glow and was able to generate an anti-gravitic field that had the ability to bend time and space.
I've never heard of graphitic before.
You never heard that word?
I've never heard that said, ever.
Well, for a start off, I have. And secondly, just to make sure that I wasn't being stupid, I did my research, and yes, it is a word. So...
Oh, I don't doubt it. I've just never heard it.
I bet you do doubt it. You're like, never heard that word, Ian. I mean, if you want to use it, that's fine. You go ahead, bro. No shade. But I didn't know what I ever heard.
Not at all. I mean, who said that this podcast was not educational?
Precisely. And I heard you whisper prick under your breath.
Wasn't a whisper. I was just away from the mic.
You're just going deaf.
Pardon?
So, Jordan, here is where the pieces start to come together. The Kecksburg object, bell-shaped. The Nazi bell, also bell-shaped.
Thank God.
The strange hieroglyphic-like markings, possibly slightly similar to coded Nazi symbols, and the military's immediate response to the crash, they knew exactly what they were dealing with. And here is why. So this brings me to one of 2 theories. Number 1, some researchers believe that after the war, Die Glock was recovered by the US under Operation Paperclip, not to be confused with Operation Clapperpip, which I just made up.
What would that be, though? What's a Clapperpip?
It's where they steal every seed from every bit of fruit.
Right.
So that people can't grow their own fruit anymore and have to rely on the government for fruit.
Ah, that's when they do the old clapering of the pip.
Exactly. They claper all those pips.
Right.
Nice. But Operation Paperclip was the name given to the US taking Nazi scientists and secretly recruiting them to work with the US after World War II. And if Die Glock was some kind of advanced propulsion device capable of time travel and interdimensional movement, was this crash an accident as it was being tested on US soil? And theory number 2, what if, Jordan, this device didn't get stolen or misplaced or destroyed but lost in time? According to reports, Die Glock was tested in a concrete chamber connected to massive underground electrical facilities. These experiments were believed to generate an intense electromagnetic field, warping space-time itself. So the war is nearing its end. Desperate, the SS scientist wackers pushed Die Glock to its limits, either as an escape method or a last-ditch attempt to alter the war's outcome. The device malfunctions, creating a temporal rift, and instead of simply blowing up in their stupid Nazi faces, Die Glock is yanked forwards in time, like a stone skipping across the surface of the lake, reappearing in 1965 on that fateful night.
Oh, okay. So literally time travelling.
It just went 20 years in the future.
I imagine that's the sound it would make as well.
Yeah, it's like...
Yeah, it'd be great. And as if it's like really delicate.
Yeah. Gone. You're like, I kind of expected a little bit more. So, it's the same shape, the same size, and I'm guessing that if the US government had the wacker scientists and they had the wacker's device, it wouldn't have taken them 20 years to test the fucker. But whatever happened, to this day, the US government refuses to declassify files on Kecksburg, and Jordan, you're a lucky boy. Today you've heard 2 stories in one, and you've even had a little reunion with your old pal the Gorbster.
Oh, memory lane.
But I don't care about all that, because I just want to know, what do you think?
Interesting one. I think, I don't know, it could be plausible given that so many people saw this strange thing in the sky that changed direction, which is not something you would ever expect to see.
Very true.
And then this weird thing that looks like nothing else with strange hieroglyphs on it appears.
And then you and the Gorbster are like, whoa, what the bro?
Yeah, I was like, what was it?
Tell me, bitch.
And he was like, oh, I don't know, you can tell me because you know everything, Jordan.
You're the king, Jordan.
The bestest ever. That was almost verbatim.
You know what I really want to know?
Go on.
What was the Gorbster really like as a person? Was he a good guy?
He was a bit of an idiot, really.
He was fine until he went mental and massacred that old folks' home.
The old folk were fine, but the building, that had its day.
Brick after brick, they all came down at the hands of the Gorbster.
It did. And he took it out with his mouth. Could you imagine someone pulling bricks out by the teeth?
Just angry. It's all because you wouldn't come out to play one day. You were like, yeah, sorry, mate, I can't come out today. He's like, no!
It was all because once I didn't know the answer.
Wow. So he just lost his shit, went to the nearest building.
He was like, what? But you know everything. How can it be?
Completely broke his worldview.
And then, well, we don't speak about it anymore.
He's dead.
It's alleged.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, sorry. Can't be giving away too many details, can I there, Jordan?
Supposedly.
That's why he moved away from Kecksburg.
That's why I messed my Kecksburg.
So
yeah, I think it's plausible. When it's said about emitting some sort of radiation, was anyone ever made ill by that?
Oh, yeah, like this radiation that it emitted had the ability to liquefy organs.
Is that genuine?
Yes.
Oh, God.
That is alleged to be true. I did have that in the first instance, but I kind of thought it wasn't overly poignant to the story of what was happening.
I mean, that's a pretty big deal, though, isn't it?
Oh, yes, it's pretty massive to know, but if I'm like, oh, this UFO, the bell, it did this thing, and then it transported, oh, by the way, it could liquefy organs, and it could time travel, which is, relevant to the story, but...
I think that adds a lot of weight to it, though, doesn't it? Because let's say this was some sort of hoax thing. If it actually has this ability to emit such high levels of radiation, then that's not just going to be an easy operation to plonk it there.
Luckily, it didn't liquefy anyone's organs in Kecksburg.
Okay.
It did that all during the testing process in Poland.
Oh, God. Yeah, that's not great, though, is it?
It was the Nazis that got the brunt of the liquid organs, so...
That's all right.
Yeah, them.
Very interesting. What are your thoughts on it?
It's a very, very interesting theory, one I've never heard before, and I think it ties together two contrasting events. I think it's quite a good idea.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
It's very interesting.
Although it says metallic, doesn't it? But it looks like stone in the picture you sent.
Oh, that's just the monument they made.
Ah, okay, that makes more sense now.
Right, A, I'm talking to you. B, you have my script, and you still missed me say, now, Jordan, the fine people of Kecksburg hold a festival every year called the Kecksburg UFO Festival, and they have a little monument erected to memorialise the night that the community was changed forever. And I have a picture of this monument. Would you like to see it?
It's because I've not really been reading it because you told me not to.
And I don't really listen to you, so... Fair enough.
I was probably playing guitar then.
Most probably. Yeah, you did that a lot today.
I did, I'm sorry.
Anyway, right, tell me some stuff.
All right. Feel free, by the way, to play your guitar if you like.
I don't think you want that, really.
I don't.
Might just plug in my MIDI drums.
Get your acoustic kit out. This'll be loud. Right, okay. So, for those of you who are maybe new to Two Guys What's Up, you may not have heard of FESSHOLE, but long-time listeners will be well aware. It is a Twitter or X account that allows people to anonymously confess their innermost thoughts, their deepest, darkest secrets.
Some of them are really shit.
Yeah, they are a bit.
But some of them are gold.
Some of them are gold.
And I'm sure that's what Jordan is going to be bringing us today.
That is it.
Actually, new segment, shit ones.
Maybe I've accidentally picked up the wrong note file here.
Oh, God.
So, starting with, I'm a surgeon, had to amputate a testicle. Went to cut the patient's left testicle. The whole operating room screamed at me to stop and that it was the right one to be amputated. I said, ha, got you, just kidding, ha. I wasn't kidding. I nearly cut the wrong bollock off.
There's so much that could have gone wrong in that. Like, he goes to go the left one, and they're like, no, that's the right one. He's like, yeah, I know, that's why I'm cutting it.
It's like a pantomime.
Yeah.
And then it was someone behind you.
It's the ghost of the person you're about to chop the wrong bollock off. He's screaming at you.
Yeah, that's very true. That's why they have stage right and stage left, isn't it?
Yes.
Unless he was, for some reason, laying on his stomach.
If they have stage left and stage right, is that why they call it an operating theatre?
Ooh, good connection.
On form.
So this next one is more about the replies rather than the actual content. So the actual fess says, my dad got back in touch after 20 years. He was about to meet my wife who is pregnant with our first son, his first grandchild, and an hour before meeting he cancelled as he forgot he was playing golf.
Good Lord.
So I text him and I'm changing my surname to my wife's, thus ending the lineage.
Funny thing is though, since they got married, his wife's surname is the same as his dad's.
Yeah. They're like, oh, we didn't think that through, did we, Karen?
Yeah, that's it. I'm changing my name from Taylor to Taylor. Oh, wait, hang on.
But the replies are great. I'll read you a few. I'm glad to hear that. You can't caddy on like that.
Oh,
Someone else says, that's rough. But you love your wife and you got to put her first. That's the sort of behaviour that drives a wedge between you and your dad. It's a shame you couldn't iron things out. That's a fair way to respond. His handicap is that he's a total asshole. Which I just thought, that was really good from the Fest community.
Can you think of any golf-orientated puns that you could have added to that?
Oh, God, I mean...
I think it's time to say to your dad, bye-bye, birdie.
Well done.
He's an asshole in one.
That was a good one. I love it. How about this next fest where someone says, pulled a nurse on a night out, great sex, but she put her finger right up my bum. Lovely, but ruined by her then giving me 3 resulting diagnoses.
Oh.
Prostate, tags and piles.
Had to bring it down, didn't you?
I know.
Not you, huh?
Imagine, though, how awkward that would be for the people in the waiting room.
She's like, I know a place where there's a free bed. Let's go.
Another one. My postcode is unfortunately NE12BJ. Whenever I'm asked for it, I always just have to say it back phonetically. It's just too embarrassing.
That's a cool postcode, isn't it, really?
I don't know, because I feel like anyone actually taking that over the phone, for example, are just going to think you're having me on.
It's hard to take a blowjob over the phone.
You haven't tried hard enough.
Oh, I have. It keeps accidentally going to the wrong receiver and sticking it in their ear.
Oh, God.
I said ear.
The irony is not hearing you properly. How about, my son's been getting lippy about how good at FIFA he is.
I'm going to what?
FIFA.
Oh, how good at FIFA. I thought you said beefer.
Oh, no.
I was like, what the f***'s a beefer?
About how good at FIFA he is. Just battered him 8-1. He's gone upstairs crying. That's how you parent your kids.
No, it's not.
Can you relate? Is that the truth?
No, not one bit, no.
Okay. So when you and your son wants to play Xbox and he's like, I want to win, Dad. And you're like, but you're a bit shit, mate.
Well, that's not a prize, so tough luck. Thank God Minecraft is not a 2-player game, so there's not much that could be done there.
No, but when you're playing those 18-rated zombie games...
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, but Dad, I want to have a go going bang, bang at the head. As if he's like 4 years old.
Yeah. No, we stay away from those games in this household, Jordan.
Of course you do. How about, saw my friend's husband out with another woman at a restaurant. Said to him, hope your wife knows you were out with her. He said, what? This is my wife. I said, yeah, pull the other one. So I rang my friend, but she was at home with her husband. Sorry, random guy.
God.
Can you imagine?
If ever there was a lesson to just mind your own fucking business.
Absolutely. Like, if you're going to go up to someone and say that, you'd make sure it was them.
I would just go the opposite way, right? If you think that situation is happening in front of your eyes, call the other person first. Don't march up to the table. Being sure, just be like, I'll just call the person I think that is. If they answer, then I'll know.
Yeah, true. But that doesn't quite work, does it? Because say this person's husband who's supposedly cheating, you just think you saw them. Mm-hmm. If you ring their wife to tell them, the husband might be at work or something. So then the wife will be like, oh God, he's meant to be at work. And now it's just a can of worms.
At least doing it that way would open a line of investigation. You know, the wife would be like, he's supposed to be at work. I'll call him and see. So then she calls him, and then you know, he picks up while he's, I don't know, testing people's hearing at work. Or something. But, you know, there's definitely a way, other than marching up to the table and being like, I hope your wife knows where you are, random stranger.
I agree with that. But what about the wife on the phone to you is like, well, did you go up to him and tell him? No.
No, that's your job. I'm just letting you know.
I mean, she could have maybe taken a sly picture or something, and then the wife would have been like, that's not him.
That can't be him. He looks like he's good in bed, Darren.
Yeah, he's got massive hands. My husband's tiny.
Baby hand over here.
Oh, God. So, yeah, fair enough. How about, I happen to mention at work that I dislike the expression, nothing is certain in life except for death and taxis. As taxis can be famously unreliable and hard to get hold of at certain times of the day. They laughed at me for a solid half hour, and my nickname is now Uber.
Did they mean to say taxes?
Yes.
Right.
So they once heard that and thought they said taxis.
Yep.
And so it became, there's nothing more certain in life except death and taxis.
Well, surely you'd question that.
Makes sense to them because they thought, well, taxis are unreliable and hard to get hold of in certain times of the day. Must be true.
Yeah, but if they heard that and came up with that definition themselves, surely, like, let me give you an example. Right? If you said to me, today has been a very difficult day, I've been pondering a lot. And I went, pondering? What does that mean? Maybe it means he's been tickling his own testicles for 8 hours, right? Yeah, okay, that's what that means, right? And then I do that, I tickle my testicles, and then I go to town and be like, oh, I've been pondering all day. And then, you know, obviously that's wrong. What I'm getting at is you don't make up your own definition for something you've just heard and then just be like, well, that's what that means then.
I suppose.
You ask.
I dare say it wasn't quite as far-fetched.
Yeah, right, but...
But your point stands.
Yeah, if they heard death and taxis, they could have gone, oh, maybe that means that. And like, can I just clarify? Did you say taxis? No, I said taxes. Oh, okay.
You idiot.
Problem solved.
Uber.
Yeah. Go ponder in the bathroom for a bit.
Fair point, Iain.
Thank you very much.
One night, I'd had a few pints and went to the loo. There was a guy next to me, but out of the corner of my eye, I caught sight of his dong. It was enormous. I tried to make sure I was seeing without turning to look.
Keep your eyes on your own business, pal.
Absolutely. But meanwhile, I pissed all over my leg, and it turns out it was just his belt.
That's what you get. That's what you fucking get. Don't look at other people's junk in the toilet.
No, do that in a store.
Yeah, anywhere else but the toilet, mate.
No, fair point. How about annoyed with the neighbour, so I decided to... Oh, God. Annoyed with my neighbour, so I decided in my infinite wisdom to shit on their doorstep after a night out.
Grow up.
Absolutely. But where it goes is, woke up in the morning and realised they have a Ring doorbell.
And that's what you get, pal.
So I'm going to have to move, I guess. I feel like you would have noticed that beforehand, wouldn't you?
Absolutely. I mean, if you're going to do something as stupid as shitting on your neighbour's doorstep, as you walk up to it, just make sure. You know, you'd have a little look. Oh, I hope there's no Ring cameras here.
And then you realise there isn't, but then they've got this big, massive surveillance system on the roof.
Yeah, the car that is sat in the driveway is not a car, as you once pondered. It is actually a off giant satellite receiving CCTV mega box.
Absolutely.
Staring right in your stupid shitty bumhole.
We can view it in HD.
1080p.
In 4K at this point.
The P stands for pooping.
Could you imagine, though, he's sort of mid-crouch, and then opposite, the car lights shine right on him as the other neighbour's about to leave.
Or as you're about to do your business on his doorstep, you hear your neighbour walking up the path on his phone, just like, yeah, just left a shit on that dickhead's doorstep. Hang on a minute.
Would it technically be dropping the kids off at the park?
I don't know, mate.
I'm just thinking out loud. Certainly not at the pool anymore, is it?
Is that what it's called when you take a shit? Is it dropping your kids off in the pool?
Yeah, have you never heard that?
I've never heard that.
Oh, fair enough. Okay, so that'll just sound weird now.
Dude, it really did.
I promise you that's the thing. I'm just dropping the kids off at the pool.
Is that dropping your kids off at the park? What?
Like, if you want it to be, you weirdo.
I guess in that sense it could be the babysitters, just next door.
Yeah.
Dropping the kids off with the babysitter.
Few more. My wife's confession, but I was having a cardiac event. Had to call an ambulance, and my wife forced me to struggle to the to struggle to the spare bedroom because she didn't want the crew to see what a tip our bedroom is.
Oh no!
Yeah, it's not great, is it?
That would be divorce material.
Well, you say that, but the end of his message was, I still love her though.
More for you, pal.
Former drug addict, single for a decade, met a drug-free lady who showed interest, confessed sometimes I did them, but at festivals and stuff, 2 or 3 times a year, she believed me, and I went clean to maintain the lie. Got married later that year, the lie is now the truth.
Aw, a wholesome one.
That's quite a wholesome one, yeah, it's nice.
Very cool. Good for you.
Last few. When I'm out for a run, I often pass this ridiculously attractive girl. Naturally, to impress her, I crank up my speed to something just shy of Olympic-level sprinting. Unfortunately, my Achilles heel packed in, and now I need surgery.
Oh no.
Can you just imagine what it would look like? She catches his eye, and then he's like, oh, fuck.
Oh, hey, I'm just out for my morning sprint. Ah!
Oh, dear. Turns out she's a nurse as well.
Finger in the bum, was it?
Penultimate one. Quite new boyfriend spent the night for the first time. When I was brewing tea the next morning, I forgot that he was there and let go a massive and impressive fart, which I awarded 10 points from the Russian judges, as I normally do. Never saw him again.
Oh, no. If you can't live through a fart, then, you're never going to find anyone, because everyone does it.
They don't, do they? That's a lie.
No, everyone farts, bro.
Nah.
Yeah.
My wife doesn't.
Maybe that's why she's always touching your ceiling, because she's just filled. Like, so you going out teaching soon, are you, Jordan?
Have you got a busy day? I hope.
Waistline grows another inch. She's like, oh, God.
Don't look at me. Right, I'll leave you with the final one.
Right.
My favourite. When I was a kid, This is just stupid. When I was a kid, I used to bend down and let random dogs sniff my ass.
What?
Because I thought that's how they say hello. It still mortifies me to this day, and my dad claims to have a photograph of it that he plans to show at my wedding in his father's speech. Hence, I'm not getting married.
That's a fair point.
Oh, yes. So there you have it, everybody. FESSHOLE, the gift that keeps on giving.
FESSHOLE Part 3. Thank you very much, Jordan.
You're welcome.
And I'm very happy to report I didn't know any of those.
Oh, lovely.
So I will continue my perusal at my own leisure.
Absolutely. Why not?
Why not? So thank you very much. Give us all a good laugh. Give us all something to think about.
Absolutely.
So with that, Jordan, does that about bring us round to the end of today's episode?
I think it does.
Nice one. Thank you for tuning into today's episode of Two Guys What's Up. Don't forget to follow the show wherever you listen to us so you don't miss another episode, and maybe even tell a friend. Take your friend onto the internet, show them FESSHOLE, and maybe even write your own stating, I love Two Guys What's Up. I listen to them all the time, and you should too.
Can't go much fairer than that, really, can you?
Not one bit.
And if you'd like to get in touch with us, our Linktree link is in the bio of this episode, which you can click on and be jetted off to every link you will ever need for all your Two Guys What's Up essentials. Want to get your own Two Guys What's Up t-shirt? Click the link!
Want to have a little look at some kind of UFO that was created by Nazi bastards? Click the link.
Want to have yourself a little ponder? Click the link.
And when you click that link, it will blast you off to Patreon, the home of all your Two Guys What's Up extra essentials, including pin badges, shout-outs, and t-shirts. And if you really can't get enough of our fantastic tales and gorgeous voices, well then now you can get more of each, because there are 21 bonus episodes just sitting up there right now that are released the last Friday of every single month. and all that is available, starting with the bonus episodes, for just £3 a month.
Beautiful. So if you want to help support the show and get some cool stuff while you do so, head over to patreon.com/2guyswhatsup to check out all the goodies over there. The link will, of course, be down below for your clicking, let's go.
But if you can't do that, but you still like to help us out, then a 5-star rating and a little bit of a written review of the podcast, wherever you listen to it, would be the best way to help us out, and we would be forever grateful.
We would indeed, Smus.
But on that note, thanks for listening. Y'all have an amazing week, and we will see you next Monday. Bye. See ya. Have a good day. Peace be with you. Love you all. Come give me a little pop.
You said busy myself.
Yeah, not at the cost of interrupting me.
All right.
Can you play the funeral march? Because that's a song that's sorely needed right now, mate. Because
No, but I could do Batman theme. Is that any better?
no.
Oh, okay.
I mean, when I come round to your house later on, you probably could use some kind of caped crusader to save you from the lashing that you're going to receive.
What about a bit of Blackbird?
That is strike 6. Okay, John, do me a favour, bro.
Yeah?
Just put the guitar down.
But I'm in the middle of great stuff.
Yeah. That's debatable. Thank God.
Sorry, I'm ready.
Right. Question 2. That's strike 7.
I'm seriously putting it away now.